Hey guys, Jay from JPVideos here. Guess what time it is? It's time for a new product review. And the item inside this box could potentially save your life. Want to find out how? Well, stick around. I'll tell you all about it. Alright, so the good people over at ThruNite did send this out to me free for review. And just like all the other product reviews I've done, I'm not being paid or sponsored, so I will tell you my thoughts, both good or bad. And before we go any further, I do want to make a comment saying that I've been using this product for a couple weeks now, and I'm fairly confident in saying that this is going to be my new favorite, go-to, must-have, take anywhere flashlight. And at the end of this video, I want you to let me know if you agree with that statement. But today we're checking out the ThruNite BSS V4 tactical flashlight. Let's see what comes inside the box. We do have the light itself. We'll get to that in just a moment. Underneath the foam and the documentation, there's a few more items. You do have a nice little holster. Feels like a nylon material. It's got a Velcro flap and a belt loop right there. So that does come included. Do have a USB-A to micro USB charging cable. In this little bag here, you do have a wrist strap lanyard, extra O-rings, and a couple replaceable covers for your charging port and tail button. You do get a detachable belt clip. And lastly, which I didn't know was coming with this, is a filter that does screw on. And we'll check that out a little bit later on in the video. So this is everything that comes with your product when you do purchase it. A big special props to ThruNite though, because they do think of customers' long-term use of their products. With this little pouch here, you get 2 extra O-rings, an extra gasket for the charging port, and a cover for the tail switch. So with those additional parts, you're going to get the most out of your product. They're thinking long-term, how you can get the most for your money, and it's great that ThruNite does think of the customers first. Instead of having to buy additional parts or to purchase a new light, they do give you included replacement materials just in case something was to happen. But with this included, it's a big special appreciation from the company to the customers. So now let's get everything put aside and focus on the light itself. So here's the light. This is made of a very strong alloy aluminum. It's got a textured grip. Weighs just over 3 ounces. It feels really, really good in the hands. It's not too big, not too small. It's almost an ideal, perfect size, at least for someone with hands my size. It feels strong, feels rugged and durable, just like a tactical flashlight should. On the top here you do see a little emblem. It's like 2 leaves and a Native American. The back here, you will find a rubber gasket. Pull that back. That will give you access to your micro USB charging port. That's what the cable is included for, and you could charge the battery in the housing. And to get to the housing, into the battery compartment, remove the rear portion, and it comes with an included 3100 milliamp rechargeable battery. You're going to get hours of use out of this light, and like I said, everything comes included with your light. It's ready to basically rock and roll as soon as you take it out of the box. It does come with a partial charge, so you can even turn it on right away, but I do recommend giving it a full charge before taking it on any extended journeys or long-term use. Now this light does have 2 really great features, which I'm going to cover in just a moment. I want to explain about the light functions. This has 6 different light modes, ranging from Firefly, the lowest, which is also known as a map light. Then it ranges to low, medium, high, turbo, the brightest, and strobe. Now the way the light works is very simple. You can obviously just turn it on and off. But to get to the light modes, there's a couple different ways you could do it. To get to Firefly, there's a shortcut. All you do is long press the button, and that is Firefly. That is the lowest setting. Great for reading a map, searching for things in your car. You don't want to draw much attention to yourself. And you get the longest battery duration on Firefly. Now when you do turn it on with the hit of a switch, it goes to the last mode used of either low, medium, or high. Now to cycle through low, medium, or high, while the light's on, all you do is long press the button, and it will cycle through continuously until you let go. You could also just hold it in and then let go one step at a time. And then when you turn it off, it goes right back to that last mode of either low, medium, or high. Now, whether the light is on or off, a quick double press will give you turbo. That is turbo mode, the highest output, 2523 lumens. Again, while the light is on or off, a quick triple press will give you strobe. And then when you turn it back on, right back to the last mode of low, medium, or high. There's also a built-in lock function too. If you long press, take it back to Firefly, and long press again. It's hard to see, but this actually has a little LED indicator light. Right now, the light is locked, so no matter which buttons you press, the light will not turn on. This will actually turn red, showing that it's locked. And that's great for when you have it in your pocket, possibly your backpack, suitcase, anywhere that you don't want it to accidentally get turned on. That way it doesn't wear down your battery prematurely. But the lock function is a great option because it just prevents, premature battery use. To unlock it, just long press it again. That will bring you into Firefly, and that's it. As mentioned, this is an LED indicator light. When it's on normally, you do get a blue light that shows that it's on and under normal operating conditions. If the light turns red, that means you're getting low on battery output. During charging, it'll be red when it's charging. It will turn blue when it's fully charged. So it's a dual function of a indicator light and mode button to get through your 6 different light modes. Now, most near all ThruNite products I've reviewed in the past and ones that I own have a side switch, a side button. And it's great because it gives you full access to the different light modes. But the two great features on this are something I've never had on a flashlight before. Number one is right here. This is a rear tail button or a tail switch. This, you're probably wondering, what's it for? Because you already have a button right here. This is a turbo button. Pressing this will give you instant output of turbo mode. 2523 lumens at a press of a button. That's a great feature because if you were in a situation where you need to grab your light really quick, and it's in the dark, you don't want to go trying to feel where the side button is or trying to press it the correct amount of times. You pick it up, go right for the tail button with your thumb, you have super bright output at a single press of a button. So that is a really great feature. We'd love to see it on more lights depending on the design. The only thing similar to this I have is the TH30, I believe, which is a headlamp, but it does have a tail button on it as well. But having a dedicated turbo button is ideal. The other great feature is right here. This is a removable strike bezel, and what is essentially your form of protection, self-defense. Now this does come attached already. You can remove it if you want to. It's made of a strong, tough aluminum material, and as you can see, it is pretty pointy and sharp. It leaves indentations, and this is going to be your form of self-defense. And just an example, if someone or something, whether it's a person or animal, was coming to attack you, there's a couple different ways you could use this. Ideally, if you had enough time, you could turn on strobe mode. Strobe will potentially and partially impair their vision. If they're still approaching you and they get within striking distance, getting them in a vulnerable location with this, it's guaranteed they're going to leave you alone and potentially do some damage to them. So this is great for any type of situation. If you're hiking, camping, biking, road tripping, you never know what you're going to come across. On top of that, it's hard enough to probably break glass or to break something if you need to, take care of something in a pinch or an emergency. But this is a great little self-defense item. And being that it's a flashlight, it's not going to draw any attention. You could take this anywhere, and in your pocket, in your car, in your suitcase, backpack. No one's going to question it. It looks just like a typical flashlight. But having this strike bezel is a great added feature. Whether you're male or female, young or old, any situation, any location, it wouldn't hurt to have this on you at all times or within a grabbing distance of it. But like I said, if you were to strike someone, in the face, in the neck, in the eye, it's going to do some damage. So that is great that this is a powerful, durable tactical light with a strike bezel. And again, if you want to remove it, you can use it just as the light itself. But I do recommend keeping it on. You never know what life will throw at you. On top of that though, being a tactical light, it is impact resistant up to 5 feet, so it can be dropped. I wouldn't intentionally do it, but it can be dropped if it was to happen by accident, and will survive a drop up to 5 feet. Water resistant, waterproof actually, with a rating of IPX8 up to 6 feet. So this can be submerged up to 6 feet underwater, and you just want to make sure that everything is nice and tight on it so that no water could get in, gaskets are sealed, and this could be used underwater up to 6 feet with an IPX8 rating, which is pretty high, pretty good rating for a waterproof light. Okay, so now we know how the light looks and how it works and the different light modes and everything about it. Let's do a few demonstrations. So for this demonstration, I'm going to recreate a typical scenario of someone walking around holding the flashlight and dropping it onto a hard surface to test out its impact resistance. Light's still on. We'll try that one more time. Aside from some minor scuffs and scratches, the light is still working. So this next demonstration is going to replicate a typical scenario of you possibly dropping your light into a stream, creek, swimming pool, or any shallow body of water. I'm going to place it in the tub underwater, and I'm going to turn the water on to have water pouring on top of it. We'll see if it stays illuminated and watertight. Well, as you can see, the light still works and performed flawlessly under the waterproof and impact drop test. Let's head outside now in the darkness and test out the 6 different light modes. So now that nighttime is here, we're going to go through and demonstrate the 6 different light modes, ranging from Firefly all the way up to including Turbo and Strobe. Also at the same time on the screen here, I will put the outputs of the lumens and the battery life for each of those light modes. So we're going to start off with Firefly. All we're going to do is long press the side button. You may or may not be able to see that on camera, but it is illuminated on Firefly, the lowest mode, but gives you the most duration of your battery. Now we're going to go to low. This one is obviously a bit brighter than Firefly. Now to move to medium, we're going to long press the side button again. There's medium. And let's go to high. There's high. That's a pretty good output right there. Plenty of light. Throws at a good distance. Combination of floodlight and spotlight. ThruNite products typically do throw off more of a floodlight beam, unless you get an intended specific spotlight flashlight. Now to go to Turbo, we're going to press the side button twice really quick. That's Turbo, the highest output, 2523 lumens. And we're going to go to Strobe, a quick triple press. Strobe is ideal for getting someone's attention if you're in an emergency or need help. Also great to partially impair the vision of someone coming close to you. So that is all with the use of the side button. Now, again, Turbo does have its own dedicated button on the tail. The tail switch, single press, right to Turbo. 2523 lumens, single press of a button. Really great because you don't have to go looking for the side button or pressing a quick double press. And as I walk around here, you'll be able to see some of the output, and I think that Choppa is coming to get me. Yeah, this is a lot of light. Great combination of flood and spotlight. Looks really good. Now, if you remember, we also do have the attachable red filter. This does come included with your light. All you got to do is unscrew the strike bezel and screw this right in place of it. Threads on nice and tight. And now you can go through the different light modes. I'm just going to show you on turbo, but this is a super intense red light. You guys can probably see that nicely in the camera there. This is great for those of you who do filming with infrared night vision. This is going to allow you to see much further with that particular type of camera. Also great for general use if you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself with a super intense bright white light. This is bright enough to see what you're doing, but at the same time not overpowering, doesn't throw nearly as far. That's great for your immediate vicinity for general purpose use. And even if you don't have use for it, that's perfectly fine, but it does come included free with your purchase. And you can see I am illuminated like a red devil. That is pretty bright, but I'm looking at you guys. I do think it's showing up on camera. I'm probably washed out. So that was the demonstration portion of the 6 different light modes. Now we're going to cut to the daytime to share my final thoughts and let you know how you can get your own. So that was my look at the BSS V4 Tactical Flashlight by ThruNite. I first want to thank ThruNite for reaching out to me to give me the opportunity to review this light because it turned out to be one of my new favorites. As I said in the beginning of this video, my statement still stands. This is my new favorite go-to must-have flashlight for nearly all situations. After what you've seen in this video, do you agree with that statement? Comment down below, share your thoughts. Now, before I wrap up the details on how you can get one for yourself, I do want to share a couple good and not so good things about this light. We'll get the not so good out of the way first. The only real complaint I have is the charging port. A micro USB charging port is kind of outdated technology and outdated form factor for most electronics. Type-C is the new standard. It charges faster, gets a better connection, easier to plug in, and comes pretty common on most devices nowadays. More people have Type-C cables than micro USB cables. So in the future, I do recommend that ThruNite does update their charging port to a Type-C. It will be more common, more standard, and allow for a better, faster connection for recharging the battery. I also want to say too, on the good factor is that ThruNite definitely gets props from me for thinking of the customers for long-term use, for longevity of their products. Giving you extra gaskets, extra covers, and everything needed to power your light right from the get-go is pretty fantastic. Rechargeable battery, charging cable, holster, lanyard, everything you need comes with the light when you purchase it. Nothing is needed extra. But again, thinking long-term use as a replaceable gasket and button cover, they want to ensure that you get your money's worth and use this for years to come. My 2 favorite factors though is obviously the tail switch. Having one button turbo access is fantastic. I do wish more lights would come out with that. This is the first I've ever owned that has a tail button for turbo access only. And it's great because, you know, like I said, in a pinch, you may want to have super bright light and don't have to go looking for the side button in the darkness or trying to press it the correct amount of times. One button press, instant turbo access at over 2500 lumens. And the same factor if you want Firefly mode for reading a map, searching for something in your car, something low and discreet for illumination. Long pressing the side button gives you Firefly, super low, just enough light, and you get the most out of your battery use using that mode as well. Lastly, having the strike bezel is just more or less peace of mind. You never know what you may encounter when you're out there in the woods, camping, hiking, biking, road trips. You may come across an individual that may want to cause harm. You may come across a rabid animal. You may even see yourself in a circumstance or situation where you need to break something to cut yourself free or something. I'm just putting out scenarios as potential what ifs. But having a strike bezel, having a super powerful light, and having the convenience of it being so small, lightweight, and compact, you'd be foolish not to take this with you almost anywhere you go. It's not going to draw any attention. It's not going to stick out, not going to cause any questions or concerns for people if you're going through, you know, say an airport or going through security somewhere. It's just a flashlight. But again, you hit them in the right spot, it's going to cause them damage. So I definitely stand behind my statement. Must have, go to, new favorite flashlight. Now, lastly, I want to say it's not the brightest flashlight. At over 2500 lumens, it's definitely a powerful light compared to what else is out there. But I, on my channel at least, have reviewed more powerful flashlights. I own more powerful flashlights, and it's not going to hold a candle to those ones. But again, those ones don't do what this does with the strike bezel, with the one button turbo button. Each of them has their own unique uses and specifications. This one is basically all around great for anybody, young or old, male or female. It's not going to hurt to have this. So I think under most circumstances and situations, this light's going to do the job. Turbo mode, strike bezel, firefly, strobe, waterproof, drop resistant, it's covered. So if you want to get them for yourself, down below in the description, I'm going to provide a link. Right now it's retailing for $59.99. That is actually a steal of a price. I would pay much more for that, for what this light has to offer. On top of that though, you do get free shipping, and for a limited time, I'm going to put a coupon code on the screen and down below in the description as well. You'll get 20% off for a limited time. With that price point, with 20% off and free shipping, you could afford to buy a couple of these, either to give out as gifts or buy multiple for yourself. Keep one in the car, keep one in your house. At that price, you'd be foolish not to buy it, because again, it never hurts to have an extra flashlight in hand, and one that you could carry in a holster, in your pocket, in your backpack, and one that could do some damage to someone or something. It's a great idea to have one for any particular circumstance. Even if you never use it for what it's intended for, it's still peace of mind. So with that said, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in for this product review. Big thanks to ThruNite once again for sending this out to me, and you will see this on me in many more future videos. Even if I don't use it as a primary light, it will be on me as a backup light. If you did receive any information that you did enjoy out of this video, please give the video a thumbs up. It's the easiest way to show support. Any questions about this product, the comment section is for you guys. And don't forget to check out that link and coupon code to get more details and to pick one up for yourself. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. And as always, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.